Well, good morning, everybody, and happy Friday. It's Friday. Here at Insurance Agency Marketing Services, you've got Lisa Lascentro here. I'm one of the um, annuity sales directors here at IMES, and I've got the pleasure of having Mr. Jay Brown with Delaware Life that is going to give you all sorts of tips and tricks on some of their products that we're going to talk about today and how it's a good time to talk about Delaware Life and the stability that they have with the history of their renewal rates. If you've got those clients that are a little nervous about, the volatility, and then what in the heck is going to happen with our industry in the next 1, 2, or 6, 7, 10 years. Jay's going to dive into that a little bit, and I do see that we have some new folks. I don't recognize some of your names here. So for those of you that are new and this is your first webinar with us here at IAMS, welcome aboard. And look forward and getting to know you. And then for those of you that are returning with us, welcome back. Always great to see your names here on these webinars that we host at IAMS. Well, with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started and talk to you guys a little bit about some of the perks you get with IMES when you become a contracted producer or agent with us, and how we partner with you to really hit those goals. Your goal is our goal, and that is to grow your business. Right out of the gates, when you become contracted with IMES, we are going to start the clock for 6 months of any business that you write with IMES. We're going to put you at one of these levels. This is just to kind of give you an idea. So at the 100,000 level, you can get up to $750 in cash back, and that's to go back into your marketing. I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about the talent that we have here at IMES to help you with your marketing. Our goal is for you to hit your goals, like I said. So we have some really nice programs to put that money back into your business, and this is one of them. So you can go all the way up to $1 million. You can kind of see some examples of some of the things we might do for you, whether it's build a website, maybe it's postcards, maybe it's revamping your website and starting fresh with social media. Who knows? When you talk to your director, your marketing director, they're going to help you out with that. Next, I don't know if there's a better compliment than to get a referral. I've gotten a few referrals this week, and it's always makes me feel good that somebody has enough confidence in me that they think somebody else would benefit in working with me. And I'm sure referrals should be a big part of your business as well. And that's definitely something we can help you with. But when you get a client that says, hey, my brother Jack or whatever, really is interested in you helping them like you helped me, that's just got to make you feel warm and fuzzy. Well, what we're going to do here at IMES is we're going to let you know that we appreciate you giving us those referrals. Without you, we wouldn't have that introduction and have that business in our door. So we're going to remind you every quarter how much we appreciate that by writing you a quarterly check, slight little override, for the business that comes in the door from your referral. This doesn't shave off a dime from what they would make on their commission. They're still going to be making that commission directly from the carrier. This is literally coming from Steve Murray's checkbook to your bank account. So if you have any questions on referrals or have somebody in mind, jot their name down real quick, call me at the end, shoot me an email, and we'll make sure we get them coded correctly to be one of your referrals. Next thing, when you are working with IMES, and I'm sure a lot of you can raise your hand and attest to our back office support. So I tell my agents all the time, I want you out there talking to folks. I want you doing what you do best, and that's building those relationships and helping people with their retirement or life or coverage needs. So let us do all the other stuff. We'll hang out on the phone with the carriers, get all the status updates with your applications. We'll review your applications. We're going to do all your illustrations and quotes and casework. Literally from A to Z, all the back office stuff. Let us handle that for you. You get there, you be out there with your clients, maintaining those relationships. So it's really what IMES is known for. We don't have voicemail here. You're always going to have somebody that picks up the phone and helps you on that first time you call. So keep that in mind. As I'm sure, like I said, there's a lot of you on here I recognize. I bet you can agree with that statement. Also, our IMS Wealth Management, or I'm sorry, no, I'll get to that. IMS Wealth Management. Our IMS website. If you have not already saved this to your browser, please do so now. Our IMS website is www.imsinc.com. And on this website, you're going to be able to have a plethora of tools and access to all sorts of different resources, whether that's our term quoter, maybe you just need forms. I'm going to talk about Firelight next. And our sales resource library. Oh my gosh, we have presentations, we have one-page concepts, we have flyers you can slap your name on and shoot those out. We've just got all sorts of resources that literally you don't have to waste your time in trying to research and find. It's right here on our website. So if you ever need one of us to walk you through our website or have questions, just give our office a call. We'll be happy to do that. Like I said, we're going to talk about our Firelight. This is one of the best e-application processes platforms out in the industry. And Jay, I think you'll agree with me on this. And I'll have him put his 2 cents in here as well. But really, I mean, e-apps, that's the way our industry is going. I'm actually finding carriers that will not take a written app anymore, and they're going this direction, and this is how it's going to be. A couple years ago, I know that there was a couple carriers that we had where they actually reduced your commission if you did a paper app versus an e-app. So I mean, if you ever want us, and I just got done spending 30 40 minutes with one of my advisors right before this webinar, helping her with doing her first e-app, and I'm happy to do that, absolutely happy to do that, because after you do your first or second app, you're never going to go back. This is going to help you with your processing time. It could shave 3 to 4 days off of your processing time, um, and it'll also help you from making any um, um, not any mistakes, but it'll um, help prevent more mistakes and make sure you're completing all the questions. It'll make sure you have all the accurate forms. Jay, what are from a carrier standpoint, want to give me your 2 cents on how you feel about e-apps?
Sure, sure. Can you hear me okay?
I can, thanks.
Okay, this microphone's a little better. Lisa, you're spot on. Firelight is really the future for the industry. Oddly enough, Firelight is probably more something that we should have had 10, 15 years ago, but it does make the whole process smoother. I know from our instance of Firelight, if you fill out a Delaware Life application or you fill out the Firelight Delaware Life application, they look one and the same. So the experience is identical. It's all electronic. And a couple of the major points you hit on is it prevents you from moving forward if there's conflicting information or an error or a piece of information missing. So, we use the term NIGO, not in good order. I'm sure that's, you guys have heard that before, but it completely eliminates, it eliminates 95% of the NIGOs. It's still a piece of technology, so it's not perfect. So I can't say 100, but man, I'll tell you, it will help you avoid yourself from being your own worst enemy and making a mistake or skipping a box. That's for sure. And in that case, I think it'll actually end up saving you more like a week or two on getting business issued because of processing times at many other carriers right now. It's going to take them a week before they even look at it. Then to come back and you have to fix it. Then you have to go back to the client, and you lose credibility and all that. So I don't want to belabor it, but at the same time, it is the best modernization technology we have out there. So you should really try and use it as much as possible.
I could totally agree. And there's some of the folks out there that their clients don't have email. Well, fear not. We can still get you to do the application on Firelight. You can print out the application
Yep.
and then take that application to the client for that wet signature, and then just send that over to us here at IMES. We will download it and still be able to submit it via Firelight. So, um, client not having access to an email is not going to work for an excuse for me. No, I'm joking. Again, I tell you, I can if I can get some of my agents to do this, you can do it too. Any questions, want my help, any of us are happy to help you.
Yeah, one last thing on that too. I know sometimes the concern is that you go all electronic, you're going to get electronic on the back end, and that's not necessarily true. At least I can speak for Delaware Life. Even if something comes in via Firelight, we are still going to send the advisor a nice, stock policy set of policy pages to hand deliver to the client, so they have that. They're not just going to get like an email from us saying, contracts issued, save this PDF file for your records. No, we understand that, on the backside, this is a contract. You want something physical in your hands to hold on to alongside, an electronic confirmation. So you still get that from us for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks, Jay, for chiming in
Yeah,
there.
you got it. It took COVID to get
Okay.
us there, so
Right, right. Well, I figure, they can hear from me all day long, but hearing from the horse's mouth on the carrier side, I think is helpful as well, because
yeah,
you guys are the ones that push the paper through and make it happen. So,
yeah. It just eliminates a lot of errors and moves things so much faster. So it's a
hmm
it's one of the few win-wins in our industry.
right, I know, right? Well, moving on, we have our creative marketing solutions. So our creative team here, like I briefly mentioned before when we are talking about new producer bonuses and how IMES likes to put money back into your marketing so that we can help you grow your life and annuity business. And this team, these guys are the talent behind all of that. So I've had them just recently do some new brochures and advertisement type things. I've had them, completely from the ground up, all the way from, starting at nothing, getting people's or some of my agents' social media up and running, starting their Facebook, starting their LinkedIn, helping them with specific things that way, logo designs, checking out your website, making sure your presence is looking good on the internet, landing pages. I mean, just literally everything. I mean, this list here doesn't even come close to everything that these guys can do. So, bottom line, if you have any questions and need any assistance with marketing or whatnot, you just give us a call, let us know, and we'll get you hooked up. We also have Retirement Analyzer here, and Retirement Analyzer is a nice little program. There is a cost associated to it, but if you are writing business with IMES, I think the goal is you need to have about 100,000 writing with us and contracted with IMES, then we're going to go ahead and give you Retirement Analyzer and pay for it as well. So it's just another perk that you get with us. It's a cool program that's going to allow you to, kind of put everything into perspective for your clients. You can see it's got some nice charts and show them where their shortfall is on retirement. Maybe they're overspending, maybe they don't have enough saved. This is going to give them a nice professional way of you being able to present that to the client. And then, of course, as you do your reviews, annual reviews, you update it as you move along and hopefully get them going where they need to be. Also, we have our IMES Wealth Management. Ooh, I just got to see my boy Duncan yesterday at our academy, which I'm also going to talk about. So, IMES Wealth Management, one of my favorite things to talk about here at IMES, because when I was an agent years ago and before I had my securities license, and I'm going to launch a poll here while I talk if you want more information for IMES Wealth Management, but um, this tells you a little bit about their integrity and how awesome they are. So, years ago when I was an agent, before I was securities licensed, I had to bring somebody in on that sale, and did they just stop at the securities? No, They wanted 50% on the life app, they wanted 50% on the annuity app, and I didn't need them for any of that. Now, when I got my securities license, did they transfer all of that back to me? No. Well, guess who does? IMS Wealth Management does. So if that doesn't say it all about the type of guys these these folks are, I don't know what does. There's nobody in this industry that is going to transfer that client back to you in the event you get your license and you want to, move forward. Also, they're not going to touch any of the other business. So if you're not licensed, let us know if you need some help on the security side with your clients. IMS Wealth Management can certainly help you. That'd be Zach Rieg over there. And then if you are licensed and you are wanting that same Cadillac service that you get from us on the life and annuity side, IMS Wealth Management does that on the AUM side as well. So they're going to take care of all of your compliance. They're going to make sure your website's up to date and running smoothly. They're going to do all of your help you with all your paperwork, your licensing, like the whole 9 yards. They do it all for you. I have not had one agent that has left IMS Wealth Management and has done nothing but praise them. So if you are licensed and looking at a new home on that end, definitely give Duncan Smith a call. Give me a call, answer yes here. I'll make sure one of our guys get a hold of you. Moving on to our Life and Annuity Academy that is wrapping up probably in the next hour as we speak. We just had our last one for the year here in Des Moines, or not here in Des Moines, out in Des Moines. And really excited for that because I was able to go out there last night and mingle with some of my agents that went. It's an all expense trip paid by us here at IMS. We take care of the flight, the hotel, the food, the entertainment, everything. And it's a 2.5 day program where you're going to be schmoozing with other. I want to pull here if you want more information. You're gonna be schmoozing with other producers like yourself, wanting to grow their business, looking for what's working, what's not, learn some more strategic ways, look at other case designs and what's happening and what's new in the industry, and we kind of go over all that in 2.5 days, and then send you on your merry way back home on a Friday afternoon. So if you are interested in more information on that, please let us know. I've got a poll here, and for the purpose of time, I want to keep moving. Okay, I know everybody's got trips, and trips have been kind of a sore subject through COVID. Here at IMS, we have been doing them for 30 plus years. We plan to continue to do them. We want to make sure that you guys are well aware that we appreciate you, and when you're writing those higher production numbers, we want to take care of you and send you on a gorgeous trip somewhere. We've had them in Mexico, and we were supposed to do, I think we were going to do a Mediterranean one, which looked amazing. Wish I could go, but now we've got COVID underway. We just finished up our last trip, and now we have the qualifications starting up for this one. It's going to be a seaside sanctuary. So it takes 4.5 million points to qualify. The qualification period is 18 months. It's quite some time. So it ends next December 31st, 2023. So you got plenty of time to get those qualification points in. Right now, Steve Murray is doing double trip credits. So now through the end of this month. So if you've got anything happening, definitely get that in the door. Let's get you some double trip credits so we can get you on a seaside sanctuary. Other than that, I mean, we are a marketing organization, so obviously we're going to have Facebook and LinkedIn. I encourage you to go ahead and follow us on those pages. We always try to keep them updated with cool stuff, what's going on in our industry. Maybe there's some things that you can utilize on your own page with taxes and things like that coming up. A lot of different subjects that are notable throughout the seasons. And with that, Jay, ends my side of the presentation. Are you ready for me to switch it
Yeah.
on over to you?
All right. Work sounds good.
Awesome. And I think we're going to have time and so forth. So if you guys have any questions, Jay is totally cool about, um, me interrupting him and, asking questions if you have something, or if there's not enough time, we can always catch you at the end.
Yeah, please. Yeah, this is like I kind of always say repetitively. This I know this stuff inside and out. This is for you guys, not for me. So if you have any questions, just kind of chime in, however you want to do it through the chat or however you guys want to handle it. So I'm going to give you just like a brief overview of Delaware Life, talk about our three focus products, some of their attributes, and then some of the factors that make us a little bit different, make us easy to do business with, etc. So you're going to see a lot of similarity in design of the products because that just keeps everything nice and easy for yourself and for your clients to understand. And then from a service standpoint too as well. So I'm going to dive into it. So our philosophy is, be as transparent, straightforward, and provide practical solutions. I think it's been a good kind of mantra for a company. It's worked very well for us. As we do not do much advertising, we use partners like IAMS to do our marketing and advertising for us. You're not going to see the Delaware Life eagle swoop down and grab the fish out of the pond at the Masters, or you're not going to see, the Delaware Life whale jump out of the water on a commercial or in a magazine or online. We have sold 17, close to $18 billion worth of business by referrals, really, and by relationships that we've had with our advisors, taking good care of them, effectively listening. And what happens is you guys talk to each other and you say, geez, I've had a good experience with these guys. The returns, the renewals have been great. You should consider this as well. Um, you know, it's just a good way to run our business. So our parent company is Group 1001. They own a couple different companies, smaller marketing companies, and they also own as well what is now Clear Spring. They used to be Guggenheim. So there's two insurance companies in there as well. We have a long-standing history, as we were at one point up until August of 2013. We were Sun Life of the U.S. So Sun Life still exists. They are a Canadian-based organization, and we were Sun Life of US, and then we became private and solely US based, and now we're Delaware Life. So a lot of history, a lot of experience here. A number of people that are still here have been working here a long, long time, so been in the insurance industry for a while. So we're not just some startup that just got an infusion of PE money and started making annuity contracts and have made mistakes and learning from them. We've already done our trial and error through our life, so that's good. We are, from a rating standpoint, we're an A minus through AM Best, which is great. We're an A minus through Fitch as well. So $43 billion under asset. So, we are big, we are relevant in the industry, and we have strong financial ratings as well as an organization. So we're not, like I said, just some little startup. We've held and maintained our ratings through the years. You can see we have S&P in here as well, triple B plus, A minus through AM Best, and then we just added Fitch just over the summer. So good ratings. About $17.5 billion worth of sales. Once again, starting in early 2014 is when we started bringing products to the market, and we've kept those products simple and straightforward. MIGA and a couple index products as well. That's it. So that's our organization in summary. Are there any questions on Delaware Life and who we are before I start getting into the products? I see a little question here. It says unanswered.
Yeah, just looking for, phone number and product brochures, and absolutely, I'm going to get all that stuff out to you guys after this. I'll also we're recording this webinar just so y'all know. So you'll get a copy of the recording. So if you feel like you're missing anything that Jay goes over and you want to take a deeper dive, you'll have that recording as well as all of these goodies. And Jay, you're
Yeah,
probably going to go over your website too, aren't you?
yeah, absolutely. So, I'm going to show you the
Definitely.
products, and then I'm going to show you how you can do. We kind of encompass you in support, whether you realize it or not. You're a phone call away to get some of that stuff, or you can do self-service, and I'm going to show you exactly where to grab it. And you can sign up for it while I'm showing you, the website. There's no restrictions. So as I show it to you, you can go in and log in and have access to it at your fingertips right now. So, it's all real time, which is great. So our product suite is one MIGA product and 4 index products. I'm going to focus today primarily on our accumulation index products, which are retirement stages 7, target growth 10, and then maybe touch a little bit on retirement chapters 10. Our income product right now is a great product. It's just not highly competitive from an income standpoint, so we're not expecting much sales in that. But what is really nice though is that we're going to be dialing it up at next year's time. So I know IAMS and Lisa and the team will reach out with some more information on that when it becomes more competitive in the income space. So it'll be an opportunity for us to catch up again. So I hope you guys will circle back and can attend a target income session. But our first product here is Pinnacle MIGA. Very straightforward. Nice and easy vanilla MIGA product. Comes in 3 years, 5 years, or 7 years. That's it. The rates on it are reasonably competitive for right now, so 4.5, 4.75, and 4.9 respectively. And I put the commissions in there as well too, because I know some products out there have really good rates, but then they only pay you 50 basis points or something like that. This is a product that is well balanced in regards to a competitive term and rate for the client, and also a competitive commission for the advisors. So 3-year sale is 2%, 5 and 7 years are 2.5, 250 basis points. So not too bad overall there. That is MIGA in a nutshell. I'm not going to do anything more than one slide on that. Our number one selling index product is our 7-year. It's a retirement stages 7, and this product has been actually in existence now for 7 years. So we have the first ones that we sold in September 2015 rolling through. So this product has been so good that we haven't really made many changes to it in the last 7 years. It was designed perfectly from the beginning, I think, and we have made little to no alterations to it. Obviously, it's a 7-year CBSC window. Built into the contract is this next bullet point, enhanced minimum surrender value. What that means is we are guaranteeing you 1% return on 100% of the premiums paid in. Now that doesn't go into the account value. That would be compounding 1% gross, worst case scenario, if your clients weren't to get any return on their funds. So in that situation where it didn't happen and has never happened and probably won't, they go 7 years without any strong index returns. Worst case scenario, they're going to get 1% compounding growth. Okay. Once again, built in, free and clear. The only feature that can be added to this contract that would cost your client anything would be an optional return of premium rider. So we do have that available. We do get a lot of people who talk about it and ask about it, but at the same time, don't actually end up using it at the end of the day. But that is just what it's named, is if the client wants to leave the contract at any time, if they give us 100,000, worst case scenario, they're going to get 100,000 back. Most likely, if it's a couple of years down the road and surrender charges have come down and all that, the clients would actually get, whatever they get from a positive return standpoint. So that is the only thing that can be added. That's 40 basis points a year for the 7 years of CDSC window. Lastly, our bailout are built into the contracts as well, and I'll show you that. This is our promise that we're going to offer you strong renewals. It's been one of our greatest assets as an organization, is that how we price and buy our options on these products is we buy them for the long term. So where you might see another carrier out there offering you an S&P cap of 12%, let's say right now. And you look over at Delaware and say, oh, they're at 10%. Well, that 10% is most likely going to be 10%, 9.5%, 9.75% upon renewal each year for the full time of the CDSC window, because that's how we bought our options. Where that 12% that you might be getting from somewhere else could be really look good this year, but in year 3 be down at 8, could be down at 7 year after, or worse, that we've seen. I know you've all experienced it before. That's why we have gone this way, because it's better from a relationship standpoint with our advisor base, and it's better as a smooth ride for our clients as well. So this product itself, and this is kind of the chassis for it, I'll spend a minute or two on this, because you're going to see Retirement Chapters 10 and Target Growth 10 are pretty much the same with some minor differences. So our product design is pretty universal. So once you know and understand one of our products, you pretty much know 80 to 90% of our other products as well, which is great. So this is available up to age 80. The qualifying plans that we take non-qualified plans, of course, IRA, SEP IRA, and Roth IRAs. And this is a 10,000 minimum on the 7-year contract. It's going to be 25 minimum on the 10-year stuff. But I want to reiterate this. These are flexible premium contracts, which used to be a little bit more unique. It's become a little bit more popular over the last little bit, but we kind of set the stage with it. So your clients can continue to add money to these contracts whenever they like. And on top of that, it's non-rolling surrender. So if they add money, they start a contract on 11/4/2022, a 7-year contract. All money, no matter when it's added, is going to be completely free on 11/4/2029. So there, we do not do these individual 7-year windows per each amount payment that come in. So a lot of these people, of course, they're IRAs or whatever they are, non-qualified, they're building out their own little pension plan to a certain degree. They can, or their own little 401k. They're converting their 401k to an IRA and bringing it over. So it just works really, really well. And having that flexibility to continue to add without having to write a new contract is fantastic. So with this chassis, it's a little bit older. They get 10% free after year 1. Or in year 1, if they need to take out an RMD, we let that out free and clear, no penalties there. Commissions on this product are reasonably strong. Option number 1, of course, is the most common. It's upfront. It's 5% upfront. But option number 3 in here has also been, it costs the carrier the most. I'll divulge that. But at the same time, as people build their business and are looking for the long haul, the 1-on-1 option is very strong. Yes, it's 1% up front, but you get 1% per year of this for the remainder of the account. And what I mean by that is, we're going to pay you 1% off of the account value each year. Even if this person holds it for 20 years, we are going to continue to pay that 1%. It's not tied to the CDSC window. So if they hold it for another, let's say 10 years to be more reasonable, we're going to continue to pay the 1% on that. And that helps you build your book of business. That helps you obviously build your kind of like fee income to a certain degree. It's just like a fee income, but at the same time too, it adds a lot of value to your book of business if you are ever thinking about retiring and selling and moving this book along to another advisor, along to a family member who's taking over your book of business, whatever you want. This is pure cash value for sure there. So very powerful option available. Right now, I'm going to focus because everyone seems to be looking at the S&P as a measuring stick. So the S&P right now on this product, we just raised to 10% cap. We also offer a unique option called a performance trigger, which means if the S&P is up 1%, 0.1%, 5%, 6%, that we are going to pay 8%. no matter what it's up. If the S&P is up 20% for the year, your client gets 8. The S&P is up 0.05% for the year, your client gets 8%. So we're seeing a lot of blending amongst the S&P cap and the performance trigger right now in this current market. But alongside those strong renewals, we do also have some vol control indices here, US-based one through First Trust and the global one through Morgan Stanley. They're both on 1-year point-to-points with very high participation rates. I know a lot of people aren't using that right now, but it's very important because these are going to come back. And when you sell through with a company that has strong renewals, when they come back, you're going to still have access to these indices with very high participation rates. So something to keep in mind that, yes, you might not be today buying or using these indices or using them in a 10, 15, 20% of the index of the account, but you are future proofing your investment options by having access to them and using them with a carrier that gives strong renewals. So I'd just like to point that out. Lastly, too, even the 1-year fixed bucket on this product is 4%, which is right around a little bit under our 3-year MYGA. So really strong fixed options as well for those clients that might be a little overly conservative. Is a very good pivot point to, as you guys know, bring them in, put maybe half of the money in a fixed rate of 4% and the other half of the money blended between S&P cap and or trigger and some other options as well. So a lot of good diversification options built into this product, which is a story we felt has benefited many of our advisors, and we have seen it through the years. So that's Retirement Stage 7. That's our #1 product, sold 3.5 or so, close to $4 billion worth of it over the last 7 years. We're not a very large organization, so we like to keep sales at a certain level. We don't want to sell 20 billion of this thing for sure, because that works against us, believe it or not. But that's our 7-year. Any question on our 7-year before I touch on our 2 10-years in the next 10 minutes and then kind of close out with some self-service and support stuff?
Nope. Looks like we're good to go.
All right, great. Moving along. Target Growth 10. This is a product over 2 years old. We rolled it out right in the middle of COVID. Has had a lot of success with it. This product is a more modern chassis. You've seen that it's newer. Has one additional indice that you have access to, which is Richard Bernstein Advisors, which is an all equity option and no bond sleeves, which is one of the 4 or 5 indices to date that are in the green for the year, which is great. It's actually fantastic that we have one of the few indices, vol control, quote unquote, vol control indices that are positive when the other 139 are probably, in the red a little bit or a little further down. So we got one of the good ones. In this product, which is a little similar but different to what's in RS7, is we have a guaranteed minimum account value. And this one, where the Retirement Stage 7 was a surrender value option, you'd only get it if you surrendered. This is actually an account value. So for some reason, if your client's contract didn't make any money in the 10 years of existence, we would bump it up 10%. So 100,000 is guaranteed to be worth 110 at the end of the 10 years. That's an actual cash value. That's simply how the GMAV works. That is free of any fees. There is nothing you can add to Target Growth 10 to create a fee or a rider. This is a straight 10-year accumulation product. It will cost your client $0. Very similar to RS7, which should cost you or your client $0, unless the only option was to add the ROP rider on the RS7. So once again, very similar to what you saw in RS7. I'll point out a couple of differences. So 18 to 80, non-qual, IRA, SEP IRA, Roth IRA, flexible premium product, 10-year product. California, of course, California wants to be special. California is really 9 years. We don't change rates or commissions or anything for the state of California. We leave it all the same. It just, year number 10, the surrender charge is 0%. So it's really a 9-year product in a 10-year chassis. So one of the major differences with this one is this has 10% available to the clients day one. of premiums paid in. So in the first year, they can take a withdrawal and access up to 10% of the premiums paid in. So a little difference there between retirement stages 7. The other thing with this product is because 10-year has a higher commission, so it does have a 7% upfront commission. It has a couple blended trail options if you want a little bit more upfront and a small trail or medium upfront, medium trail there. But we also do have the 1-in-1 on this product as well, which is very important. So, you know, if you're looking at that, you're getting 1% upfront in the first year. And let's say they didn't make any money on it, you'd still net after 10 years a 10% return on this if they didn't make a dollar. You know, with the illustration in normal markets, we're starting to see, you know, this product, you know, return 50, 60, 70%. You know, all depends on how aggressive or how you blend the indices, and of course, luck and timing play into that as well. So, you know, 1% trail option is absolutely available on this product as well. So, like I said, wasn't going to spend too much time on it because we kind of covered how all our products work really under retirement stages 7. This is the same there. This product itself is banded at 100,000. So, you know, under 100,000 rates are very competitive, but over 100,000 they're even more competitive. With inverted yield curves right now, you're going to see, you know, the S&P cap does match what is on the 7-year. It's very similar in design to the 7-year product on the S&P standpoint. But where this product excels is in the proprietary indices. It is a product you would want to diversify a portion in your S&P cap, maybe some participation or some fixed rate as well if you want. But you're looking more towards 100,000 and above to get these higher participation rates, you know, 175% par on RBA, which is positive for the year so far. You know, Morgan Stanley, First Trust, you know, blending 20, 25, 30, and then the rest in S&P gives you good diversification. And that's where our accumulation products have been strongest, is blending amongst the indices that are in there and giving your client really what equates to a smooth ride, as opposed to going all in one or 50 in one, 50 in the other, and having some up years and some down years. So we've seen the diversification story and how these indices complement each other work in the client's favor. So that's target growth. Retirement Chapters 10 was our first index that we brought, first fixed index product that we brought to market in May of 2015. This is a 10-year product with a 5% bonus, and that's an actual cash bonus. So you give us $200,000, your client starts day one in the indices with $210,000. So we're giving you some of that interest up front. Very similar in design. No 1-on-1 trail on this one, but a 7% up front. You know, non-qual IRA, SEP IRA, Roth, 25,000 minimum, etc. So very similar design to the other products as well. Like I said, once you know one of ours, you know them all. And even for a bonus product right now, I apologize, I gotta make this one edit because I didn't update this because these are current. You know, you have access to really strong rates, caps, and spreads. I mean, our cap on it is 7.5%, you know, with a 5% upfront bonus, 3.5% fixed rate, and a blend of a momentum asset allocated through Deutsche Bank with a 1 or 2 year option, and First Trust with a 130%. So still some great options to make accumulation off of the additional money that you receive. Once again, this is also a flexible premium product. So anything that comes in year one is going to get that 5% bonus. Where we've seen a lot of success with this product is, I call it like maybe a parachute product to a certain degree, is we see a lot of people who have a surrender charge that want to get out of something that they're in that has no upside potential anymore. I'll use an example. You're in a product, another 10-year product or a 7-year product, and you're at year 5 or 6 of it, and the carrier has dropped your cap from a 6% cap when you started to 2%. You also have an income rider on there that you had, and that is charging 1.5%. So your upside right now is 50 basis points to 1%, and you still have a 4% surrender charge. So because this product has a 5% bonus, our compliance department is very comfortable with people leaving something or taking a loss of 5% or less, because when they come over, our product will actually equalize them for the loss that they have from leaving other products. So if you have someone who's stuck in something that has a 5% or less loss to client, this is a good home for them because it'll wash out that loss as they come over. So something to consider. So we're going to skip over target income for right now. We do have a lot of resources and materials around the products that we have and also the indices, and I would like to show you some of them right now. Like I mentioned before, this is kind of a little bit of our self-service section here. Obviously, you can reach out to anyone at IAMS for information or whatever you need, but I want to show you what you can grab at your fingertips at any moment. So DelawareLife.com has a section up here for financial professionals. You'd click on that, and then here is your books of business. Depending on what product you sold, you can log in here, but that's more post-sale. I want to talk about pre-sale. So pre-sale, you come down here to these bubbles for financial professionals. Oops, excuse me. Let's say you want to see an illustration. You click on that, and it would bring you in. This would require you to make a login, of course. And here you have access to our illustration software. Here you have access to ordering, sales kits. So let's say Retirement Chapters 10 for Georgia. It's no trusts or anything like that. Boom, you can download it right here. Or you can also put in an order and say, I want 10 of these. Add to cart, and we'll mail 10 of them, nice hard copy ones, right to your door. You just got to put your address in and review it. But here is the actual app kit. So this is what you'd see if you downloaded it via PDF. This is what you're going to see as well if you go on Firelight and start filling one out. It won't have the brochure in the front of it either, but there's QR codes where you can see different pieces of information and download them. But here's our standard app, nice and easy. So you can obviously download this and physically print it out. You can also fill it out on Firelight, but this is also a fillable version as well. So if you are a paper person, which I totally understand, yourself or maybe an administrator or someone that's a support staff member can actually pre-fill out a bunch of this information before client signs it. So just say, hey, this is a traditional IRA. We're doing 500,000, and they're giving us a check. So you can scroll through these. I want to put 50% in the cap, 25 in first trust, and 15 here, and 10 here. So this is great. You can fill out all the information. This avoids any issues or blanks or anything like that. So fillable applications, Firelight applications, that does a bunch of this work for you as well. And then of course, paper applications right at your fingertips that you can access in this Delaware Life portal right here. So all our marketing materials, all our rate sheets, everything's in here, and illustration software. So that's great. This is the master site where you'd go if you needed everything. We also have, which we made for the IAMS team and our marketing force, is a quick access website, and this is product.delawarelife.com. Okay, you can go there right now on your computer, and you can go and click on Retirement Stages 7 and see what the current rates are. You can see that piece is shut down right now because we have a new one coming out. Some of the highlights, some of the stuff I talked about in the product presentation. There's all the product materials, so the product profiles are at your fingertips that you can print out, save, or show. You can pull the brochure. There's also resources. So the illustration and sales ordering kits that'll bring you through to the master site, product training instructions, and then performance pieces on the actual on the actual indices. So for example, like we also give you access to the unit values if you need to change the date and do any kind of research. What has it done in a 2-year window? What has it done to date in like 8 months? I just sold this one in November. It's now September. A client wants an idea. Is it up? Is it down? Roughly how much? You can do the calculations right here. Once again, I did mention transparency that we have. We not only show you Morgan Stanley, like our piece and what it's done, but also show you the Morgan Stanley website, which shows exactly what it's done in whatever window, 3-month, year to date, all. So you can go back and see, when it's been the steady ride, the steady incline. And that's why we pick our indices. So we give you access to it all at your fingertips. 90% of the information you can get without a login. The other 10% specifics, you got to just kind of log in from there. And that's just one of the support metrics. You would reach out to customer service if you had, an operational question. You could reach out to IAMS and your team over there to have them jump in and support. So we try and wrap you with as much support that we possibly can, depending on how you like to do your business, whether you like the self-service, whether you want to call someone, whether you want to email someone, whether you want to do things electronically, it's all there for you. So that's kind of, I would say, a good summary of our organization. We're relevant, we're big, we're respected in the industry, we have strong ratings, we have simple, straightforward, easy to understand products for your clients, which of course then make it even easier for you to understand and to sell. And then we try and support you with as much service and resources and marketing pieces that we can.
Yeah, I'll chime in on that. I mean, I'm talking to a lot of guys that, might not be, might just be getting into the FIA space. And this is a great product to start with because it is just simple, it's easy, it's a great product for growth. You've got the renewal rate story, and the client's got flexibility. They can add more to it, and they have 10% free withdrawals. So definitely want to keep Delaware Life, in your back pocket for those clients that, get confused easy or whatnot. This is a very simple, it's not going to overwhelm them with 100 different indices and all that. I mean, the S&P market is something that everybody has heard of. It's very easy. I'm sorry, user friendly is what I'm trying to say. And just an easy way for you to have that conversation with your clients with good rates. Jay, is there anything else that you want to add before we wrap this thing up?
No, it would be kind of repetitive and probably too much, but I think that's a very fair summary. I know you guys have a great relationship with IAMS, but if you ever need me, I'm your inside guy at Delaware Life, so feel free to reach out and ask me any questions you like. I'm happy to help.
Yep. Well, Jay knows I reach out to him all the time. So
That's what I like. That's all right.
there's no stupid question. I mean, we had someone that asked, today that just kind of stopped me for a moment, if there's a chargeback on, withdrawals or RMDs in the first year. And I don't know. I just forwarded it over to Jay and he took care of it really quickly. So service is excellent. Your turnaround time is going to be outstanding. And it's a great product, stable, very strong carrier ratings, and something that you won't have to try to resell every year to your client with giving them some protection against that volatility that we're all dealing with right now. So
Yeah.
I do have a poll up here. If you'd like to get contracted, I mean, Delaware Life, not everybody has access to them. And that's another thing I want to point out.
Oh, they're very exclusive, yes.
Yes. So, I mean, they're very selective on who they're passing out appointments to. IAMS AB is one of them. So, this is also another, one up that you have on your competitors that are talking to those clients. They probably don't have access to Delaware Life. So this is another, step up that you have against the other guys out there talking to those clients about maybe an FIA or some safety. So take advantage of that. And let me know if you need any illustrations. Click here if you've got somebody in mind that you'd like to see this on, whether the 7 or the 10 year, both very good flexible premium options. And with that, Jay, I appreciate you again.
Sure.
Always there for us here at IAMS. Appreciate what you do for us and our partnership. And for all of those of you that are on the line, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to close the poll. I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. I can't believe it's Friday already. And we will see you soon. Thanks, everybody. Have a great and safe weekend. Bye bye.